What's good? We got another episode here today of Real Game Talk podcast. Again, it's me, Willie. Got my guy Matt here today. It's the middle of March. We're gonna get into some hot topics today. Matt, what's going on with you today, my man? How's your world going?
Man, it's beautiful, beautiful day out here in the DFW. Shout out to the Pisces in the world, March 10th in the world. You know, my birthday, March 10th, Monday, March 10th. So yeah, it's been, it's my week. You know, they done gave the kids a whole week off of school to celebrate my birthday. You know, they give Martin Luther King one day, I get the week. So they let you know how I'm down.
Okay, happy belated birthday. I had told you the other day, but happy belated birthday on camera, my man. We'll celebrate you guys on the Pisces side. And definitely get into it, man. I hope you celebrated another year around. Took some time for yourself, reflected on that while we hopping on this podcast to talk about some other stuff. And definitely take that time to reflect on where you're at in life and keep pushing. All of that too. So I don't know about my kids went out for your birthday. They out on spring break next week, so I have to let them know that we celebrating.
No, yeah, I gotta go talk to the Texas, the state for that. They can't do that. They get up like that.
All right, I got you. Which is weird because I'm from Arkansas, and actually they just implemented that spring break is all the same week for every school in Arkansas. But not out here in Texas. It's all staggered and stuff. So
that shit weird as hell.
They'll get Greg Abbott or anybody in Texas that all agree on what that's gonna be, because we very divisive out here in Texas, but we'll see. Either way, like I said, we got another we're here with episode episode 5 of season 1 of Real Game Podcast. We get into the middle of March and NFL free agency just started. We got some hot topics for you guys today, so we'll hop into it. This is the big one right now with NFL free agency. The teams are able to sign people that are unrestricted free agents, and some trades that have been made, and some people made some trade demands too. Some teams have picked up some people as well. As you guys know, as we've talked about before, me and Matt are big Dallas Cowboy. He's a Dallas Cowboy fan. I'm a big San Francisco 49ers fan, but we sit back and watch the whole NFL landscape on all the free agencies to see how it's going to impact the divisions that our teams play, and as well as just who we feel like came up, I should say, or did better and locked in some players that they needed. Matt, it's 2 days into the NFL free agency. Some people have moved. How do you feel about it? Name some big names that you felt will impact some teams going forward as far as their Super Bowl chances, or do you feel any team just took some losses, I should say?
49ers lost. Damn it, the whole roster, the whole defense. But honestly, really nothing caught my attention outside of DeAndre Hopkins going to the Ravens, reuniting with Derrick Henry, providing another possession receiver for Lamar Jackson. I think that'll be cool. But nothing really moved the needle. No move really, just okay, now this team is a favorite. Okay, maybe, I wouldn't even say that, but the Rams getting Devontae was cool too. I really don't know where he is. I want to think he still is going to be a productive receiver. It was just some stuff going on in the places that he was at with the Raiders and the Jets. But other than that, everything to me, every move that was made so far is you have to see it play out to honestly give it a grade. Because other than that, everybody is either a C or less right now, in my opinion.
I got you. I can agree that I don't feel like we just had any clear winners. There were some moves made to help some teams stay where they were at or propel them towards a contender. As you said, the Rams picking up Devontae Adams. I felt like he still got some juice. I saw him put up a 200-yard game with Aaron Rodgers towards the end of the Jets season. I feel like you said, just based off the stipulations, you coming into the Jets in the middle of the season, probably setting back a couple games, just getting acclimated back with Aaron Rodgers and that new Jets team and all the turmoil that they were going through with the team turnover as far as getting rid of the coach, having a new interim coach, then getting rid of the GM in the middle of the season. That can kind of impact how players are going out there performing. So I think he still got some juice. That's a nice pickup. And then the Rams restructuring Matthew Stafford's deal to get him paid and happy, get him secured there as well. They got some nice skill players because now you can put in him with Puka Nacua, the running back. They actually got two running backs that are pretty decent. I know Blake Cohen out of Michigan came in as they second back, and then the running back that they have now, Kyron, he's actually straight. And then they got a nice tight end. So they offense, I feel like they got enough weapons to compete with anybody. They can go score some points, especially when you put McVay behind the offense there as well. I have been kind of biased as watching the Rams in the NFC West. I always said that the way they play number one receiver, like it's almost like McVay had a rule that you can't throw to nobody but the number one receiver. It was a big, Cooper Kupp was running it. He's the only one getting targets. Then next thing I know, Puka Nacua came through. He was the only one getting targets. It's like him and Cooper couldn't even play on the same field no more because Cooper was getting 3 or 4 targets a game, and Puka was getting like 10 to 12 targets a game. I said, boy, they running the play. Everybody in the stadium, Puka was getting the ball because he was throwing it to him every time. It's like the play is designed to only go to one person. But I feel like they'll definitely put some points up. Their defense is also young. They don't have any real vets, I should say, that are eating up a lot of salary cap space on their defense. They also got Jerry Verse, which is the defensive rookie of the year, which gives them a pass rusher in times where they need a pass rusher to close out games, which every team is modeled out to having a great quarterback, some pass catches, and then a great defensive end to kind of close out games with it being a pass-happy league now. So I think that they can do some stuff. I actually predicted them to win the NFC West and push Philadelphia and Washington this year. I don't really know what Detroit is going to do based off of them losing both of their coordinators. So I'll have to see if they can keep their momentum going into this new season. But I like the Rams just from a paper standpoint, and we'll see how that goes. As far as DeAndre Hopkins, what you said was he went to Baltimore. I don't know if you noticed this, but a lot of times receivers end up in Baltimore on the back of their career. And they're effective. I seen Dez Bryant go there. I see Deshaun Jackson go there. I'm seeing DeAndre Hopkins go there.
Odell,
Jeremy Maclin. It's a lot of times they go there, and you think it's going to be a good match for Baltimore, even when they didn't have Lamar. The only person that I feel like went down the back end of his career and still was productive was Anquan Bolden. Steve Smith went there after he left Carolina as well. He didn't have the same production that he had in Carolina. So it's like receivers end up in Baltimore. It's like Baltimore don't want to pay no receivers, to be honest with you. They either got rookie receivers on rookie deals or they got older veterans on vet minimums and things of that nature. They never really have that number one receiver where they're paying and saying, hey, this is going to be our pass catcher, but they also don't run an offense where they just have a number one receiver. If you go there, Baltimore is running the ball on first down. So, and then they have Lamar, they have Derrick Henry. They got some backs there that when Derrick Henry come out the game, they still have decent backs. And then you throw in Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely as their tight end. So you kind of got to filter yourself out and say, hey, I'm going to be a possession receiver here. Even though Zay Flowers was a Pro Bowl receiver, I still wouldn't put him in the category as being just a top receiver in the game. He's fast, he's quick, he's a reverse type guy. But as far as going down, getting you touchdowns, being a guy to go to that people can't cover, or he's going to warrant double coverage. He will warrant double coverage if he's running a fly route, but you don't really need to tend to him when we're in the zone, or if it's, he's dropping down and stuff like that. You can rarely make the tackle. I don't feel like he's just taking over games. I watched anytime Cincinnati played Baltimore, you watch Jamar Chase, that's a number one receiver. It don't matter where he was at on the field. He taking over that game. He was destroying Baltimore every time they played him this year too. So that's the number one receiver. So yeah, piggybacking on what you said on those, I'm not. Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins. I thought he was going to retire after that Super Bowl loss, but him going to Baltimore is a significant pickup. I just don't know if it moved the needle or not.
No, I don't know if it moved the needle either, but I'll say this in defense of Baltimore. First, I agree with the receivers that went in on the back end of their career and kind of I think Dez ended up getting hurt, like his Achilles. I think that's where shit ended. He really didn't get to put nothing on the field. But they did have a veteran come in. It wasn't a receiver, but back when Shannon Sharp came and they won their first Super Bowl, he did play a big part in that. But I do think the Ravens do care about receivers because they've drafted receivers in the first round, and they traded for Marquise Brown. But wouldn't Zay Flowers a first round pick, Rashad Bateman? Like these are dudes that just didn't pan out. I mean, Zay Flowers, huh?
Who was Marquise Brown playing for before they traded for him? Because they got him out of there too.
The Cardinals.
No, they traded him to the Cardinals.
They traded him to the Cardinals. Okay, well, whatever. But didn't they draft him in the first round then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then when I thought they traded for him, but okay, they traded.
I ain't gonna say he was the first rounder, but they drafted him.
Okay, yeah, I looked it up, but I know Bateman and Zay Flowers was top picks, first, second round, whatever. They had to be somewhere. Anybody you getting was in the first and second round. Yeah. You expecting them to play a part on your team, you know? Hold on real quick.
Yeah, okay. And then even as far as I'll piggyback on that too, because even as far as Rashad, I know they picked up Rashad Bateman. They picked up Zay Flowers, and they both came out of college, and even though they were top-rated receivers, I like Zay Flowers. He beat my expectations, but I didn't expect Rashad Bateman to do nothing coming out of college, to be honest with you. And he still ain't really doing nothing. I see him do more drops than anything now. He's a nice receiver, but he's worth that first round pick.
I mean, I'm saying they invested in it, you know. I mean, and somebody some people felt like he was going to be good. I remember the scouting reports when he got drafted that they felt like he was going to be a good pickup for them, but it just didn't pan out. So I'm just saying they've tried to. Now are they going to spend money in free agency? Big money? Probably not. But they do invest draft picks in it. It just ain't been what they thought it was going to be.
When I say that they don't invest in the receivers, what I mean by they either want them on a rookie deal or they want them on a back end. So when they traded Marquise Brown to Arizona, it was because he was starting to be due for a contract. He was actually coming off a decent year with Baltimore. Okay, he's going to want more money. This is y'all homegrown talent. Now y'all come up off him sending to Arizona. So it's like y'all, okay, we're drafting receivers, seeing what they do, but when it's time to actually have a receiver, develop him, pay him for the work that he's doing for your organization, then they get up off it. And I can see them keeping Zay Flowers at the right price, but if he wants more than what he feel like, you know, he can go out there and get it in free agency, they're going to let him go. They'll start that same thing all over again. Go get a first-round receiver, see what he do, and then just go from there.
Right. I mean, because when they won Super Bowls, they really didn't have no number one receiver. Yep. I mean, but like you wasn't Anquan Bolden that the Cardinals had, you know. So yeah, even when Shannon Sharp and them was there, they was really tight end oriented. You know what I'm saying? With different. I think maybe Travis Taylor was one of their receivers then. But so I get that's just their formula. I guess they just keeping it up. So maybe they won't. And when you paying your quarterback that amount of money, I mean, you gotta have some type of philosophy. You gotta be short somewhere, whether it's defense or another offensive position. So I get that, them trying to work it like that.
Okay. Another one that stood out to me was Sam Darnold going to Seattle. It wasn't that they did anything extreme. Of course, they traded Geno when they couldn't come to a contract agreement. He goes back to Las Vegas with the Raiders, and he's back with Pete Carroll. But it was the amount of money that they signed him for. So they got him at a 3